All right, questions have been abounding. What do I do for a listing presentation? Well, you can start from scratch or you can borrow ideas. What do they say? Inspiration's 99% borrowed. So feel free to borrow, beg, steal, whatever. I'm going to share with you what I have. I have this available, showing this in a PDF variety, but I have obviously got this in Microsoft Publisher. So if you want a copy of it, let me know. Basically, there's 3 to 4 sections. I put this into a GBC binder like this, what I do my planner on. And I will have this section in it. I will have a detailed RPR report in there, a detailed realist report in there. If I can get into the county auditor's site or the recorder's site and find out whatever other information is there, particularly counties that have access to the recorder site, you can get a copy of the deed for the property as well as the legal description. Now, how many agents do that when they make a listing presentation? Not too many. And then the fourth section in here, I will have as what I call a manual market analysis. And that's where I've gone through the multiple listing service and manually put in the information. And I will do usually a 3-way CMA. I will do the neighborhood regardless of style. I'll do the general vicinity based on style. And then off of that, I'll have a general idea of what our general price range is. And then I will do that area, that price range for any style home. So it's hitting it from 3 different directions. It gives a good opportunity to go through things. And by the time we're done, that seller understands what's going on and isn't feeling like they have been manipulated, but have been empowered. That's the big thing about listing presentations, is that clients feel empowered. They don't feel manipulated. I'm not a big one on the dog and pony show. Here's why I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Who cares? So that's how I've approached this. It is more on good book selling, sell the feeling. It's a good book to read. It sort of complements what we're talking about here. But the idea is I am there to be their assistant, to give them information. And that's what this first part is all about. Usually I will not have this page that you're seeing on the screen now as the front page. I will use the realist report first page of that report because it's got a nice, I don't know, there's a lot of good stuff in there that, you know, makes it look like it's about them and their house. It's not about me. It's helping them. So, all right, let's do this. And I'm going to think that in PDF, there we go. All right. After I turn the first page of the RPR report that has a picture of their house and my kisser on the front of it as well, and Fathom Realty, this is the first page that it comes to. And I will explain to them, they are the ones, my job is to keep them in the driver's seat. I am to be there to give them ideas, options, suggestions, what I see, and you know, the pros and the cons of everything. Main thing is they remain in the driver's seat. It's not me, it's their house. So their options always come first. If after we go through everything, they decide a better route is to go a different direction, I've done my job. But I don't think that that's going to be the case. And I don't think that's where they're going to end up going. So main thing, and I say, this is my big drum beat. Your options come first. You're the boss. I'm here to help you make the best informed decisions humanly possible. And so, and then I move on to, how do I grow my business? A lot of real estate trainers tell their agents that they're training that they need to be spending 70 to 75% of their time prospecting for business that they do not have. And I will eyeball the person sitting on the other side of the table. I say, if I've got in this hand 70 to 75% of my time that's spent looking for business that I don't have, and in my hand over here are my clients, what's happening here that should be happening here? I pause. I don't necessarily wait for an answer, but I want that to soak in. Now I say, my business grows through my client base. I can give you a lot of yadas. I can tell you about my experience here, my credentials there. I can tell you brokerage, I'm a broker here, I'm a broker. I can tell you all those things. But what is the tail of the tape for me is that my business grows through the referrals of my clients. 70 to 75% of my business comes from repeat and referral clients. Matter of fact, the 6 sides that I currently have as I'm recording this are all repeat clients. The 6 sides that are pending, all of them are repeat clients. So, and I just explained, I come down here, the latter part of this, I say, instead of spending 70 to 75% of my time prospecting for business that I don't have, I'm going to be investing it in you. And I'm going to ask if, and if is the biggest word in the English language. It only has 2 letters, but it is the biggest word. If I earn your trust, I ask that you pass my name along to others that I can assist them as well. Does that sound fair? And the answer is, yeah. Anyway. And then I have a breakdown. Some of the folks that I have worked with, their stories, and just what I've done, just a small sampling. I say, what does Jim's report card look like? Well, it looks like this. It looks like a tree, and this tree it's actually from Spain because it's growing sideways. But I go and I tell the story. All of these people are connected because of one family that I had helped with years back. And from them, it went to another, went to another, went to another, and went to another. And I say, if I do my job right, this is my report card. I know I've done my job accordingly. They say, oh, okay. So again, I like to eyeball people, and I look at them and I say, you did not wake up this morning and say, oh, let's sell our house. It just sounds so fun. Let's put that stuff in storage. Let's get the house turned upside down. Let's get chased out of the house for all the showings and upset our whole lifestyle because it sounds like a fun thing to do. No, it ain't a fun thing to do. So there is a bigger reason than just the anticipation of the fun of selling your house that's brought you to this decision. What is it? Here's a big concern that I have. I'm not in the home sales business. I'm in the business of helping people move to what's next in life. I need to know what that next in life is. That's my job. Help them by dealing with real estate needs to help them move to what is next in life. It could be what's next in life is they need to simplify. They're at that time of life where they need to go from this down to this. They might be in the stage of life where, sadly, husband and wife are splitting and they need to move on to what's next in life for them. The list goes on and on. Families that need to go from this to this. So what is the big picture for them? What are they needing to accomplish in life? And at that stage of the game, you have in your folder a piece of paper and you are doing this. You're writing it down. Why? Because it's important to know. You need to demonstrate that you understand how important it is for you to understand this client's big picture. All right, let's move on. What to expect. These next few pages, I again look at them and say, not everyone's been in the market of buying and selling homes. So knowing what to expect is very important. And there will be just maybe 3 things that I will highlight in here. Look at them and say, I'm not going to insult you by reading through this entire thing, but here's 3 things or 2 things that I want to highlight. One of the things that I like to talk about is the certified pre-owned program. Modify this, okay? You can call it pre-listing inspection. The idea is, and I'll explain to my clients to say, one of the things that I have seen time and time again, buyers will come in and they will try to negotiate the price down as far as they can. Sellers are trying to negotiate the price up. So, they're working toward a happy medium, but in the back of the buyer's mind, they're thinking, or the buyer's agent, when we get to the inspection, we get to renegotiate. Pull the teeth out of the mouth of that dog right away. Encourage the sellers to get a pre-inspection, pre-listing inspection, and make sure your home inspector agrees to release the inspection to future buyers. There are inspectors, many of which will not agree to that. And it is a trademark or copyright infringement to share that without their permission. I've got an inspector that I finally found that will allow it. And fortunately, he's a very good inspector. So if you want that connection, let me know. But the seller knows up front what a typical inspection will find out. That inspection, particularly maybe just even the summary, is shared with a potential buyer to review. And on that summary, it shows any repairs that the seller has done. And there's this explanation that goes along. Sellers, in addition to the property disclosure form, are sharing other information that they have concerning the house. If there's any concerns about the items disclosed in either the disclosure or in the inspection summary, bring it up during initial negotiations because they are going to be considered disclosed, i.e. ... You're not going to come back in your inspection, Mr. Buyer or Mrs. Buyer, and try to negotiate the price down. These items are disclosed. So it prepares the seller if there's something major they need to know about. It's better to find out before it goes on the market. The other thing is it pulls those teeth out of the let's renegotiate this contract issue and gets it out of the way. So anyway, there's more ideas that are there. Please look through them. And then when the house is on the market, what should the seller expect? One of the things I really, really like to hit is this feedback. Sometimes agents are very fast on feedback. Sometimes they're slower on feedback. And sometimes you could hold a gun to their head and threaten to pull the trigger, and you'd still have to pull the trigger. So let the sellers know that in advance, what to do. And as far as getting the house ready for a particular showing, market updates and market watch, let them know. Buyers know what the prices are on the market. They're constantly updated. So you're going to treat them like a buyer so that they know what their competition is on a regular basis. Set them up for a property search. All right. And then after it's gotten under contract, going to closing, what to expect: earnest money, inspections, ordering payoffs. I recommend, making all the connections with the HOA prior to, but again, all of that information is there all the way up to the closing celebration. This is something I created for me. If you can create one for have at it, that is fine. I like playing on the internet. I've got a bunch of stuff out there everywhere since the internet became accessible for real estate agents. Yes, I'm that old. Eat a brick. All right. So, I just go in there and say, Jim Hood Fathom. Well, it's about 4,000 hits. So again, it's something that I will touch on lightly. I hate dog and pony shows, but it shows them, yes, I am connected. If you can do something similar to that, it doesn't have to be 4,000 hits, but it shows you're out there where it counts in the marketing department. This is something, steal this page. A lot of people think as home sellers, you as an agent will put it on your company site and that's all the further it will go. At Fathom, we have arranged in connection with the other brokerages throughout town to have your home on their site as well. It will be on our Fathom site. It will be on Realtor.com. It'll be in the multiple listing service. It will be in Zillow, in many other places. In addition to that, all of these other brokerages, we've arranged for them to have your home on the site as well. Why did I include this in here? There's one company that uses a gas light as their logo in Greater Cincinnati that likes to talk about our website's the best. Do they have a good website? Good website. Is it the cat's meow? No, it isn't. But in their marketing, they talk about how much of an advantage they'll have in listing with their brokerage because of their website. I'm saying you get me and that other company's website. You don't get me if you go with that other company. So it helps kind of pull the teeth out of, I can only be on their site if I list with them. Baloney. Now, Mr. Seller, Miss Seller, do hiccups happen in a transaction? And yes. Have you ever flown on an airplane? Well, have you ever experienced turbulence? Oh, when you hit turbulence, did you hear the pilot going, hey, no, why? Pilot's been through the turbulence before. Hot air rises, cold air drops. It's normal. It happens. It isn't life-threatening. We fly through it and we get to a landing. Same thing within a transaction. If an agent ever tells you they're going to make the transaction silky smooth, put your hand on your wallet and run away. there are so many hands that touch a transaction. Hiccups are going to happen. Been there, done that. We'll get through it. But I just want you to know, here's a good example of some of the things that can happen. I will let you look through it, but it involves, you know, a lot of different people and a lot of different things. So, Mr. Seller, Miss Seller, you were about to ask when I'm available. I am so glad that you asked that. And I go through this. Quirky sense of humor, okay? I'll hit to I'm available Monday through Friday, most of the time on Saturdays. Sundays, I like to say is I reserve it for church, family, and this time of year, NASCAR. That flies with some people, that doesn't fly with other people. Make it your own. And this is a little bit older because Jeff Post retired and moved to Florida. He is no longer with us. Well, he hasn't died, but he isn't here. And then this is just a little personal thing. It adds a little bit of an extra dimension to it, but we've been exposed to a lot of overseas works, ministries that are impacting the lives of children. You know, this one was impacting and working with children who were experiencing disabilities in a culture that did not take care of them. This little girl was, Tasha was connected with the Ukraine, which right now is a mess, and this is in India. So get to say part of everything that we make goes into what we call to Make a Difference Fund. Then go down to a bit about us. I really need to update this. I thought I had the newest one to share with you, but I didn't. Jeff, as I said, is no longer with us. So that in a nutshell is the presentation. Outside of going into the details, following this, I would go into the RPR report and just say there's 2 automated valuations I want to share with you. I did not control them. It was just a computer pulling numbers from here and there. What really is the tail of the tape is what we're going to get to, the manual search and manual market analysis. And I will just hit a few highlights in the RPR report, and I will show them the heat maps that are in there, price change heat map, and then say the rest of this is very good demographics from the viewpoint is it's going to tell us maybe what the buyer is going to be coming in at. Are we talking about family situations? What age group the family situations? So the rest of it is good demographic information. Introduce them to the realist report, and I'll do the full-flung realist report as well. Touch on it. Say, here's the other automated valuation that is in realist. And then say, I was able to get some more information and research. Here is what your deed looks like. It looks like your most recent mortgage on this is this amount. How much would you say is left on that? It just shows a little bit of extra thoroughness. It took maybe 5 minutes. Then I say, let's get to the good stuff. And then we get to the manual market analysis, competitive market analysis, comparable market analysis, CMA, whatever you want to call it. And you get to the end of that presentation, just say, if you were a buyer and you just saw this information of other homes in the area that have sold, some of that are similar, some of them that are in your neighborhood that maybe are not similar, what price range based on what you're seeing these other homes sold for would you say your home is worth? At that point, I wait until they respond. And then move from there into, all right, let's get our dates and timing set up, get this on the market. So hope that helps. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good one.